Welcome to AccuLynx on the Roof, a residential roofing podcast developed to help contractors learn how to manage and grow their businesses. Since 2008, thousands of roofing contractors have turned to AccuLynx to help them run more productive and profitable roofing businesses, and we're excited to bring their stories and other industry insights to you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Friday from the AccuLynx Chicago office. My name is Erica Lieb, and I'm here today with two wonderful gentlemen who will introduce themselves shortly, Eric Bigalke and Jeff Salemme. I've been at AccuLynx for about 5.5 years, and I work with our enterprise sales division, some of our largest and best AccuLynx customers, and I'm really excited to dispel some rumors, some of the common myths that we're going to talk about today and prove them wrong.
Thanks, Erica. My name is Eric Bigalke. I'm the Director of Sales here at AccuLynx. I help lead our Chicago office, our sales team here. I've been with the company about 5.5 years, and I think you were my first sales hire, Erica.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so hopefully I can help dispel some of these crazy myths about AccuLynx today.
Hope you can.
Hey everybody, my name's Jeff Salemme. I am mid-market sales manager here at AccuLynx. Been here for about 4 years, and excited to get into this today with everybody. You know, I'll save the story for how I met Eric at the hot tub out in Talking Stick after a trade show for later, and maybe the second podcast, but happy to do this today with everybody.
So guys, you know, we've been here 5+ years. Of course, we've heard it all. We've read it in the Facebook groups. We've heard it on the phones. Let's talk about some of these myths about AccuLynx. How about AccuLynx is too expensive for small roofing companies?
This is a good one. And I think, AccuLynx, the beauty of it is it scales for any size business that you are. And no matter if you're a small company or a large company, you're not going to spend a higher percentage of your overall revenue on AccuLynx. And even when you grow, I'll often hear, companies will say, oh, well, what if I get to 50 users or 100 users, my bill will be so high. And it's like, actually, the way that you have to look at it when you're 100 users is that the percentage of revenue you're spending on software is actually probably going to go down at that point. And that's the beauty of it. And when you sign up for AccuLynx as a small company, you'll have the comfort of knowing that this software will support you when you get to 100 users, 200 users, 1,000 users.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just kind of going in addition to what Eric had said, I think, a lot of the times smaller organizations that I speak with kind of make a decision with their system on a very, very short term, 3 to 6 month viewpoint. What's going to be good for me today and tomorrow, right? Bringing on a CRM is almost like selecting a co-owner for your business. So it's not something that's going to be with you for the next 5 to 6 weeks or 5 to 6 months. It's something that you're going to need to have for the long term. And when you are making that decision, right, while price is obviously always important, we understand that, you need to understand the value of what something like AccuLynx that you're going to run your business day in and day out will provide to you long term, right? And I think that's what I definitely always take in when I'm meeting with clients and allowing them to understand what the decision-making process is like and why the value is there in what we provide.
And that kind of brings me back to one of the favorite stories that I've heard from a customer at a trade show at AccuLynx. I remember being with Erica at Win the Storm in Las Vegas, and I think 2019, and this veteran came up to me and he kind of pulled me aside and he said, "Hey, I just want to thank you," right? And he said, when I was in high school, I built roofs in the summer and that's all I knew how to do. And then I got into the military and I went to Afghanistan. And after I transitioned away from the war, all I knew was how to build roofs. And someone told me, "Hey, you should sign up for AccuLynx and start a company. AccuLynx will teach you how to run that business. You know how to build the roofs. AccuLynx will teach you how to run it." And he's like, so I did. And he's like, 3 years later, I did $12 million last year in revenue. And I have 10 employees. And it's because of you. It's because of AccuLynx. And I think, that's a very overlooked part of AccuLynx as a software is it truly is the foundation upon which you can grow your business, right? And when you're new and you're starting out, it's scary. I get getting a monthly bill, adding another monthly bill is scary, but AccuLynx will truly drive your revenue forward. AccuLynx will improve your margins on every single deal sold to a place where you're going to be a much more successful business after signing up for it.
No, that was, really well said, guys. I'm honestly, Jeff, Eric, I'm moved. I really am. Might be getting emotional, honestly, over that. Let's talk a little bit about some of the myths behind AccuLynx for large companies, right? We've heard some of the things that AccuLynx is a bit rigid, doesn't play well with others, not enough feature sets for some of the big players out there, right? The 100 million plus space, the 50 plus users. How about 500 users? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's funny that we get it on both sides. Like AccuLynx isn't a fit for small companies. Some people say the opposite, right? But the reality of it when you're a large company is that you get access to just an amazing feature set that will support your business. Things like a customizable workflow that'll fit your unique workflow as a large company. Things like our automations and our texting and our customer portal, things that really will help improve your customer satisfaction through better customer communication. And those are things that I think are truly important. And I think, we're seeing that on the sales side too. It's like, so, here in Chicago, we sell new customers every single day. And we've sold more new large companies in the last year than we had in the previous 5 years combined. New large companies, large companies are flocking to us, for those feature sets that we have now.
Yeah. And to add on that, I think obviously, everybody out there, you can look around the industry. And when you're looking at the biggest and the best across the country and the most successful companies, most of the time you're going to hear our name, right? And even to kind of expound on that a little, right? I think a lot of the time, bigger companies, some people get and they fall in love with the idea of customization, just the idea in general, right? Hey, I'd like to customize this. And when I ask them, hey, what would you like to, hey, what are you looking for? What do you need? We're already built for exactly that. They just love the idea of customization, what they could potentially tweak here and there, right? And at the end of the day, we are built for this industry, and we're built for anywhere from a small organization to the higher ticket clients that we do serve on a daily basis. And I think, with the features that we have and what we've built and, how we've grown from 2009 when we started, right? The reason that we've got here is because we've listened to the clients that have chosen to stick with us from the time that they had 3 people to the time that they, hopefully have grown to hundreds or, 50 to 100, right? And we've listened to that feedback, and that's how we make our updates and upgrades and choose what aspects that we want to add on to into the system. It's from our current clients, right? That have seen it, that have gone through it. And that's how we're able to provide our higher ticket clients a platform that's going to serve their needs as well.
I just want to add one other point is just what you get with AccuLynx as a large company is you are partnering with a professional organization that you can trust, right? And I think about some of the newer competitors in our space. Some of them are owned by storm restoration contractors that have active roofing businesses. Some of them have gotten into disputes with their customers and have disparaged them on social media or written, gone as far as written Google reviews, negative reviews about their own former customers. And we've seen that. And you think about your CRM. Who do you want to trust your data with? And would you want to rather trust your data with a stormer who will write a bad review about your company or a company? We're a real company that has grown. We've bootstrapped ourselves. We've grown to a place where, we can service, a big company, and you should feel good about doing business with us.
Eric, on that note, some of the some of the concerns we often get is our customers asking, who owns my data, right? Does AccuLynx owns your data? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I hear this one a lot, and it's so funny to me. Like, this is your data, right? And it's just like AccuLynx is like Spotify, right? And I had fraud on my credit card the other day that was linked to Spotify, and I got a note from Spotify saying, "Hey, update your payment information." We're the same thing. If I don't pay my Spotify bill next month, like, I'm not going to have my playlist, right?
You're not going to access that Fish playlist.
No, it's not Fish. I was more of a Dr. Dre, Eminem guy back, early 2000s.
Nickelback.
Yes, Nickelback
right,
too.
Right.
Yeah. No, but I mean, in all seriousness, this is your data, right? And, if there's easy ways, if you ever wanted to leave AccuLynx for whatever reason, whether, you wanted to switch CRMs or whether you wanted to, sell the business and, exit the business, like, you can export your information, right? There are ways to export your information through reports. And what a lot of customers do is, there's this notion that if you're a 30 user company that wants to leave, like, you have to keep paying for 30 users if you ever wanted to leave to have access to your data. And it's just not true. Some companies that have, maybe exited the residential market, they have dropped down to our lowest package, and they basically pay a data hosting fee with AccuLynx to keep their data alive, have access to their photos and documents, things that are a little bit harder to pull out that would take manual customer intervention, right? But this is 100% your data, and we just house it just like any other software that you would buy.
Yeah, this one for me, being on the front lines, is one that, honestly, it does get me a little, it gets my blood boiling a little bit. Yeah, because, certain social media pundits have made really bold accusations about data storage. And clearly, they must not really know what cloud-based data storage is about, right? Just like Google, like Facebook, like, Netflix is always a great example, right? If I stop paying my Netflix subscription, I don't think that I can just log in and watch the movies or save the movies to my phone or computer. That's not how it works, right? But I think, more into the issue, right? We do not own a roofing company tied to AccuLynx. We don't have anyone in this, any dog in the fight, right? There's no need for us to have client data, right? That's not what we're after, right? And, hearing people say that we're holding clients back it's just not true on any level, right? You can take steps when you start with AccuLynx so that if you ever, wanted to transition to any other system, that you would be prepared. You can back up your data on an external hard drive as you progress through AccuLynx, right? That would lessen any blow if you ever want to make a transition, right? Be prepared, right? The situations that some people like to point out are people that want to stop paying, but want to still access the suite of service that we provide, right? And obviously, as a paid for service as a for-profit organization, right, that can't happen, right? But previous to that, if any of our clients reach out that are in transitional periods, we will assist in any way to help make that export or import when we're bringing on clients, easier, right? But it truly does upset me to hear other people that clearly don't have a knowledge of the way that data storage works speak on it, because I would never, even with our competitors in the space, I would never make up accusations like that about them, because we're, at the end of the day, we all have a job to do, right? Just because you choose another service doesn't mean that you're playing dirty, right? And I understand that. So if we could stop that, that'd be great.
Though you're playing a lot cleaner if you sign up with AccuLynx, right, Jeff? Right?
No, I'm passionate about it as well. And, I think in summary, it's, you can download your data at any time. And if you want to leave us, you can either maintain your data by keeping a few users or take your time to export it out. We don't own it. It's your data is your data. On that note, let's talk a little bit about the other side of AccuLynx. So there's a lot of a lot of myths that it takes too long to implement AccuLynx. Can you talk a little bit about our training team and our onboarding processes, Eric?
Yeah, that's a great one, Erica. And it certainly isn't a myth, because when you sign up for AccuLynx, I always tell people, like, we can train you at your speed. And, if you guys are fully invested in this and you want to get this going within 2 weeks, we can get this going within 2 weeks. On average, it takes about 4.5 trainings per customer to get them launched, right? And, obviously that probably skews more towards the smaller customer, that 10 user customer. If you're 200, it might take a few more than 4 trainings, right? But we've got the resources internally, unlike our competition, to really get you trained up as fast as possible. So we have a team of 10 trainers, and we also have another team that will go on site. And they've got the ability to go to multiple offices of large customers and do in-person, we call them AccuLynx universities, but these are 2 or 3 day boot camp style trainings that we can do after we've done a few trainings with your admin team to really get that office to a point of launch in a very short amount of time, right? But, let's say, Erica, you signed up with me today as a normal 7 to 10 user company, right? And you said, hey, it's cold right now. It's snowing. I want to get this up, quickly. I could schedule 6 or 7 trainings for you in the next 5 business days if you really wanted to, right?
Yeah, another question, but what if I need help in between those trainings? Can you speak to our knowledge base and our support staff?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that I do every day, right? Onboarding clients, setting them up through the process to get them from day 1 to day 30 to day 60 to day 90, right?
Jeff
and
is
beyond.
the knowledge base.
Yeah, right.
Jeff.
But I think I always kind of think of it as, a 3 or 4 prong approach, right? On the forefront, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get you set up with an individual trainer that is going to handle your account, right? That individual is going to be with you your entire time throughout AccuLynx. Okay. They're going to know your business from day one, what your needs, wants are, and be able to get you to a place where you're self-sustainable, right? Second, we have customer support. Customer support is based out of our Beloit, Wisconsin office. It is in-house. We do not outsource it. You're not going to sit on hold for 40 to 50 minutes, right? You're not going to be, talking to a robot for half the time, right? You'll call in. These are people that we've trained in our office that understand the system and are trained to help you, okay? Also, we do have internal training supplements, a knowledge base inside of AccuLynx so that all those self-learners out there in your free time, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night when you're sitting at home with the family and you want to learn, right? What's going on. There's videos, blog posts that you can learn as you go as well. And then finally, obviously, your main point of contact on the sales side will always be able to help you with any questions that you need as well.
Jeff, I'm glad that you asked about our customer support. So I just picked up the phone and I called our 608 number. This rings to Beloit, Wisconsin.
This is Nikki. How can I help you?
Hey, Nikki. This is actually Eric Bigalke. I'm the director of sales here at AccuLynx. We're recording a podcast, and I just wanted to highlight how great our customer support people are in Beloit. How are you doing today?
Doing very well, thank you.
Doing well. Well, Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you for picking up. We just wanted to give, prospective customers an idea of how easy it is to get in touch with, someone from the support team if you ever need anything. So obviously it took about 10 seconds on hold. So thank you so much. Appreciate the time. So that's just an example, guys. And it's obviously this is not scripted. I picked up my phone. I called the 608 number.
I was wondering why he was picking up his phone.
And I was able to connect with someone in support. And I'll tell you this, find another software company in a space that can say the same thing. There is no other software. A lot of our main competitors are ticket based, and you have to email in a request. It takes 2 to 3 days to hear back anything. At least. And why is that? Because this is for a lot of our competitors, this is a hobby company for them. They run a main roofing business and they've created this side kind of hobby business. and they have 2 or 3 full-time employees. AccuLynx is a corporation. We have 160 plus full-time employees. Our engineers are based in Beloit, Wisconsin. Our customer support is based in Beloit, Wisconsin. Our sales is in Chicago. We are real people that are here to help your business grow. And if you're serious about growth, you need to sign up with AccuLynx and not one of these other hobby businesses.
Eric, I was a little concerned there while you were whipping out your phone during a podcast.
Yeah.
But that was totally unscripted.
I was not on TikTok. No, I wasn't on TikTok. I just honestly wanted people to see how easy it is to get in touch with a human being in Beloit, Wisconsin at AccuLynx.
Right. And please don't do that and waste our resources. But it is true that on average, the average response time to an AccuLynx customer in need of support is 9 minutes, which is something I can't speak to for any of the vendors that like Nordstrom, right? Like I'm not hearing from them in 9 minutes. Like it's pretty, and they're a much larger company than us. So it's very impressive.
You do have a lot of experience with Nordstrom.
I do. Yeah. And Bloomingdale's as well. Right.
Looking great.
Right. Thank you so much. You might think like, does this girl belong in the industry? She does. She most certainly does.
She is the industry.
We were talking a little bit about our competition. I think there's another rumor out there that why pay more for AccuLynx? They're the same as our cheap competitors. Any insight on that, guys?
Yeah, and this is the thing, like, if you're not serious about growing your business, and if you're not serious about investing in something that's going to take your business to the next level and seriously grow your profits, and get that salesperson of yours, an extra meeting with a homeowner every day, then don't sign up for AccuLynx, right? If this is just a hobby for you, then sign up with one of our competitors. But, if you are serious about growth, right? And, you want to be using the best technology that's available. And that is AccuLynx. We've been in business for over 12 years, right? I think I've been saying that for a couple of years, might be 14 now. We've been in business a long time. What? 14? 15. Jesus, I've been here too long.
15 years ago, I was a freshman in high school.
15 years ago, Jeff was in the womb. But we were first to market, right? And we've continuously improved on that product every single year. And there is no one of our competitors that can say that they have a better product for us that can help roofers achieve their goals, which is ultimately, more time for their family, more financial security, and ultimately a prosperous future for them. And AccuLynx can do that.
Yeah. To reiterate that, yeah, if you are looking for the cheapest option and all you care about is price, absolutely, we're not the fit for you, right? But it's not just dollars and cents. It's because we put in a tremendous amount of work and effort on our end, okay? From our sales team that are going to help you onboard and answer your questions, to the training and support team, to Eric and we've all mentioned, the development staff that has been working since 2009 to bring a platform who, frankly, at that time, it wasn't great, right? To a time and place today where we can be the leaders in the industry, right? And we're going to put that same time and effort that it took for us to grow to the point we're at today into each of the companies that we bring on board to get you what you want. If it's just being more efficient and doing more in less time, we can do that. If you want to grow and triple your annual revenue, we can do that, right? If you're just wanting to spend an hour or two more with the family each week and not getting bogged down by, creating estimates and change orders and, billing, your clients, right? We can do that. So, obviously businesses, there's a lot of eyes on the financial, but there's a lot of intangibles, at the end of the day that we're going to be better than everyone else in this space.
Well, and just to add to that, that's a great point, Jeff, but just to add to that, specifically because, we have been here for 5.5 years, 6 years, we've seen the evolution of the product. And just in the last couple of years, I can rattle off a long list of features that we've come out with we didn't have years ago. So number one, texting. Number
Boom.
2, automations.
Boom.
Number 3, custom workflow. Number 4, better proposal tool, a customer-facing proposal tool. Customer portal. Number 5, AccuPay, AccuFi, right? A web-based production calendar, right?
AP and AR reports.
The Sage integration, right? Like there are so many things that
Beacon
have come out.
SRS.
Beacon, SRS, like all of these things have just come out within the last 2 years, right? So what's going to come out in the next year or the next 2 years? Obviously, we've got a roadmap. We're not going to share that today. But I mean, this is what going with a company like AccuLynx, where you might pay a little bit more for the software, but you're going to get a whole host of features that will be coming your way to support your business.
And one last question. Is it true that the Chicago office doesn't have a keg?
That is 100% false. So we do have a keg in Chicago. And I would say the team, although we're hiring a lot of new college grads from Big Ten schools, they're very judicious about when they partake. So this is for our HR team. Like, we have happy hours, a couple times a month on Fridays at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock when people are done working. But yeah, we like to go seasonal with our beer, and in wintertime, a little heavier beer. Summertime, people are worried about beach season. We want something a little bit lighter. Get the Mick Ultras. Where are we at? All right.
Thank you guys so much for listening in. We really appreciate it. We feel really passionately about AccuLynx, the leading business management software purpose-built for roofing and exterior contractors. If you have more questions on these myths or general questions about our platform, we'd be happy to address those for you. We hope everyone has a great weekend. Eric and Jeff, sign us off.
I think this is just a great opportunity to talk to customers and prospects directly, right? And tell them the reality of what AccuLynx is and how it can help grow their business, right? Like, I want, some of the people listening today to be that next story that I tell 5 years from now. About someone where we've really changed their life, and it will happen for hopefully a few people listening to this today, and they'll call our sales line. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I had a lot of fun today. And like we've mentioned a couple of times, I think the enjoyment that I have in my job and some of the things I hold close to my heart is, when you see somebody, that brought on AccuLynx that you personally helped onboard, go from, an office manager maybe to, CEO or a chief administrative officer, right? And rise the ranks because of a decision that they made and putting their company in the right position, right? And I can personally say I've seen that, and I've seen it multiple times. So, it's been a great road, and I'm excited to see kind of where we go from here.
Thanks for listening to AccuLynx on the Roof. If you'd like to learn how you can better manage and grow your roofing business, sign up for a demo with AccuLynx. New AccuLynx customers can receive up to 30% off Elite User License when they start. Visit AccuLynx.com/podcast to schedule your demo and access more industry resources today. Until next time, see you on the roof.